Good afternoon all. Myself Dr. Jyoti Mahashale from Department of Mathematics, School of Computational Science, Punyashlok Ahilyadevi Holkar, Solapur University, Solapur. In today's session, we were going to understand about a metric function. Metric function is basically a function which is finding a distance between the 2 points in an n-dimensional space. Though we start with 1 dimensions, 2 dimensions, 3 dimensions. We know the fact that on a 1-dimension space, that is on a real line, finding the distance between the 2 points is an easier job. Suppose we have a real line and we want to find out the distance between the 2 points, say 3 and 5. What will be automatic distance between the 2 points? It is 5 minus 3, that is 2. But the concept of distance will be generalized if we move on to the higher dimension spaces. Suppose we were now in a 2-dimension spaces. Up to the higher secondary level, we have seen that the metric function or the distance, finding the distance between the 2 points in a 2-dimensional space is with the help of a modulus function. But what is the modulus function giving us? Mod of x minus y. This we can find out by the distance formula, and this distance is always giving us the shortest distance between the 2 points in the 2-dimensional spaces, and same is being carried out to the 3-dimensional spaces as well. That is, mod or modulus between x and y is giving us the shortest distance between the 2 points. But practically or feasibly, this is not always possible to find out the shortest distance between the 2 points. Let us see one example. If there are 2 persons standing beside the 2 points, 2 sides of the table, then the distance between the shortest distance, or rather a distance obtained by joining the 2 persons by a straight line, will be a distance given by the modulus function. But is it practically possible to climb on the table and find the distance between the 2 persons? This is somewhat a difficult job. Therefore, how we were reaching from one person to another person? We were going by the path besides or sides of the table, and this is actually a distance between the 2 functions. Or if we take the example on map itself, if we consider the Maharashtra state map and we were finding the distance between the 2 cities Solapur and Pune, we know the distance between the 2 cities around 250 kilometers, but whether this distance is obtained by joining the 2 cities by a shortest distance, that is a straight line, this is not practically or feasibly possible. The distance between the 2 cities were calculated by the path or whatever the national highway is there, which is joining these 2 cities. Therefore, what this function distance is going to tell us, this is not a restricted concept of finding the distance between the 2 points with the shortest distance, that is a straight line always. Therefore, around the starting of the 18th century, mathematicians have found that there is a need to generalize this distance between the 2 functions, and that's why there is a need was found that we should generalize or we should define this distance function mathematically. Before going to see the mathematical definition of a distance function, we will just try to understand how we were finding the distance in general. Whenever we were finding the distance between any 2 points or any 2 cities, any 2 objects, any 2 person, the distance is going to be either 0 or positive. That is, distance is never measured to be negative. Therefore, one can say this is to be a first property, that the distance between the 2 points, whatever is the dimension, that is, if we write it for an n-dimensional space in general, distance between the 2 points, say if I call them as x and y, distance between the 2 points is either 0 or positive. Therefore, one can generalize the statement that the distance between the 2 points is always non-negative. The second one I can say is, if we find the distance between the 2 points is 0, then obvious thing is the 2 points are going to overlap one another. The 2 points are going to overlap one another. Or vice versa, if I say if the 2 points are overlapping points in the corresponding space, then what about their distance? The distance is going to be 0. That is, whenever distance is 0, the points overlaps, or if the points overlap, the distance will be 0. Therefore, this we can generalize with an if and only if statement, that if the distance between the 2 points is 0, the 2 points are going to overlap. This will be my second property of a distance function. What's the third property we were going to understand? The third property, whenever we were finding a distance of one point from the another, let me locate the 2 points with the variables x and y. Therefore, if we start finding the distance of x from y, this distance is exactly equals to distance of y from x. That is, though you measure the distance in any direction, if you measure the distance from x to y or y to x, the distance is going to remain the same. The distance is not going to change rather. Therefore, this can be understood to be the third characteristic of the distance function. Let me go for the fourth property is, if we go from a point x to y directly and if we count the distance, and let us just follow this, let us go from the point x to y via another point, say z. That is, we will go from x to z and z to y. Then what will be the relation between these two distances? What will be a relation between these two distances? Obvious relation is, if the point z is on the path x and y, both the distances should be equal. Otherwise, this distance directly which we have calculated from x to y, this is going to be less by distance which is calculated from x to z and z to y. This is what called as, this is going to form one triangle. That's why this property one can call it as a triangular inequality. Therefore, what is done in mathematics? In mathematics, only whatever the distance properties we are using in our day-to-day life, social life or practical life, those properties are only bound in the mathematical definition under the 4 restrictions. Therefore, let us just try to understand this function as a distance function, where the name for this distance function is given to be a metric function in mathematics. Therefore, let me show you just a definition of a metric function. Here is the definition of a metric function. For x to be any non-empty set, a metric on x is a real valued function defined on x cross x satisfying the following conditions. What are the conditions? First condition is d of xy is greater or equal by 0. As of we have discussed, distance is either 0 or positive. Therefore, the first condition tells us the non-negativity property of the distance of xy is greater or equal by 0. Second property is d of xy equal to 0 if and only if x is equal to y. As of we have discussed, distance 0, point overlap, if point overlap, distance is 0. This is my second restriction. Third one is finding a distance from point x to y is equivalent to or equal to finding a distance from y to x. This is the third property. D of xy is equal to d of y comma x. Fourth one we were going to write as d of xy is less than or equals to d of xz plus d of zy for any 3 points in the given space. This fourth property, if we focus, this creates one triangle. This creates a triangle, and that's why the name of the property is a triangular inequality. Therefore, basically this function helps us only to find out the distance between the 2 points in an n-dimensional space. It is not only the shortest distance obtained by joining the 2 points with a straight line, because as of we have discussed, practically not possible to find out the shortest distance always by joining the 2 points with the straight line. Let me show you one example. Here is an example we were discussing, distance between a point origin and a point P in an R2 space. If I write like this, mod x plus mod y, where the point P has the coordinates x and y, then how many alternatives, how many options do we have to find out the distance of this point P from the origin? There are infinitely many ways to reach from the origin to a point P. Out of all the possible alternatives, we have taken one alternative here, and this is what a sketch tells us, that distance mod x plus mod y is being calculated instead of joining by a straight line origin with the point xy. How we have followed? There are 2 options with us, mod x plus mod y. Therefore, we will start from a point origin. We will travel horizontally on x axis till x coordinate, and then we will travel vertically to the point P having the coordinate xy. This is one path. That is, first we will go on x axis, then we will go parallel to y axis. This is one path. What is another path? First we will go vertically on y axis till the y coordinate, and then travel horizontally to the point P having the coordinate xy. Therefore, these are the 2 ways which gives us the distance from the point of the point P from the origin itself. And besides this, we have alternative with the shortest distance. If I join the 2 points by the straight line, what will be a distance between the 2 points? we know the distance will be easily calculated with the help of a distance formula, that is under root x square plus y square. This is called as a distance formula. Same distance formula is being applied to the R3 spaces as well. If I just generalize the concepts to R3 spaces, finding the distance between any 2 points in an R3 space with a distance formula, that is joining the 2 points by the straight line, practically it is not feasible always. Suppose someone wants to reach from a home to his or her office. Is it possible to join the home and office with a straight line and just follow the path, and whatever the distance will be measured will be the distance between the 2 points? Again, as we know, this is not possible. We have to go by the road. Via road we have to travel from our home to office. Therefore, in the three-dimensional spaces as well, this distance formula will not always help us to find out the distance between the 2 points. Therefore, the idea must be generalized to the metric function or the distance function. Let us move towards the next example. Now here the next example we have taken to be a taxi cab metric. Taxi cab metric is an interesting example to discuss, in which we were going to find out the distance between the 2 points say x and y in an n-dimensional space with summation mod of xi minus yi. Here I have written this for a 2-dimensional space only, that is distance between the 2 points x and y is equal to mod of x1 minus x2 and mod of y1 minus y2. If we want to plot it actually on the graph paper, it looks like this. Okay, therefore here the red line gives me the distance mod of x1 minus x2 plus mod of y1 minus y2. Also the blue line whichever we have drawn, which goes according to the small squares from the point 1 to the second one, this is also giving us the shortest distance. Also the whatever the yellow line shown, this is also giving us the distance, and all the distances are of same length, same measure. Therefore, this is the example of a taxi cab matrix. In the taxi cab matrix, we were going only along the sides of the small squares which is shown in this graph actually. As we were moving only along the sides of the these squares plotted in the graph, therefore, this is a very nice example form. If we want to form a circle in this taxi cab matrix, what circle we know? Circle is the locus of collection of all the points from a fixed point. Correct? Locus of collection of all the points with a fixed distance from a fixed point, and the fixed distance is we were writing as a radius, fixed point we were writing as a center. Therefore, if we just try to find out the circle, if we fixed any point on this square shaped points and just try to find out the distance, this distance is actually given with a diamond shaped sketch. This is given with the help of diamond shaped sketch. Therefore, in taxi cab metric, circle behaves like a square or diamond shape. Okay, this is what all about a metric function. Metric function is just a generalization. Now, in this metric function is unable to give us the relation between the distance of a point from the origin and its scalar multiplication. That's why there is a need to again generalize this point metric function, finding the distance between the 2 points, and then it is being generalized to a norm function. Then in the norm function, the concept of finding the distance of a point from the origin and its scalar multiple is also involved. I will tell you the condition. Norm of alpha x is equals to mod alpha times norm of x we were writing. Therefore, adding this condition, all the rest conditions are same as that of a metric function. Adding this condition of scalar multiplication, norm function becomes more stronger than the metric function. Therefore, all these are just the functions which is helping us to find out the distance in mathematics, and which we can apply to the practical problems in the social life, in the professional life as well. This is what idea in today's lecture we have seen for the metric function. Therefore, what this conclusion is simply metric function is a distance function which is just bounded in a mathematical definition with the help of all the properties possessed by the distance function itself. That's all for today. In the next session, we will go for the norm function in detail. Thank you for watching my today's lecture. Thank you all.